Your soulmate just made a choice nobody saw coming, and it involves you. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this message is for you, and if these words appeared in front of you right now, it's not by accident. Your heart needs this right now. Something has shifted in the energy surrounding your soulmate, something powerful, unexpected, and impossible to ignore. For a long time, they stood between two worlds, the world of fear and the world of truth. One side told them to stay comfortable, stay silent, stay where nothing could hurt them. The other side kept whispering your name, reminding them of a connection they could never fully explain. And for months, maybe even years, they stayed caught in the middle, unable to choose, unable to move forward, unable to completely let go. But don't scroll, listen to this, because something happened recently that changed everything. It wasn't necessarily dramatic on the outside. There may not have been a huge announcement. There may not have been a life-changing event that everyone could see. But inside your soulmate, a realization arrived that shook their entire world. It came quietly, the way most life-changing truths do. It came during a moment when they were finally alone with their thoughts. It came when distractions stopped working. It came when they could no longer outrun their own heart. And suddenly, they saw things differently. Suddenly, they began connecting dots they had never connected before. Suddenly, they realized that no matter how hard they tried to move forward without thinking about you, your energy kept finding its way back into their life. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because your soulmate has spent a long time questioning what they feel. They questioned every emotion. They questioned every sign. They questioned every memory. They questioned every moment that seemed to pull them back toward you. But lately, the questions have started disappearing. And when questions disappear, answers begin appearing. The answer they found surprised them. The answer they found changed them. The answer they found involved you. Don't scroll, listen to this, because your soulmate has been seeing signs everywhere. Angel numbers have been showing up repeatedly. 111 when they think about a new beginning. 222 when they wonder if this connection is mutual. 444 when they need reassurance. 777 when they ask the universe for guidance. At first, they ignored these signs. Then they noticed them. Then they started paying attention. And now they can no longer deny them. Every sign seems to point in the same direction. Every synchronicity seems connected to the same person. Every spiritual nudge seems to carry the same message. This connection matters. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because your soulmate recently made a decision nobody expected them to make. Even they didn't expect it. For so long, they thought they knew what their future looked like. They thought they knew which path they would take. They thought they knew what was best for them. But life has a funny way of revealing truths when we least expect them. And one day, while reflecting on everything they had experienced, they realized something that changed their perspective completely. They realized that the moments they felt most alive, most understood, most connected, always seemed to involve you. They realized that every attempt to forget the connection only made it stronger. They realized that every road they traveled somehow led back to the same emotional destination. And that realization forced them to make a choice. Don't scroll. Listen to this, because this choice wasn't about convenience. It wasn't about logic. It wasn't about what looked good on paper. It was about authenticity. It was about finally listening to what their soul had been trying to tell them all along. For years, fear had been making decisions for them. Fear of rejection. Fear of uncertainty. Fear of vulnerability. Fear of getting hurt. But now something stronger has entered the picture. Truth. And truth has a way of changing everything. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Once you feel it, you cannot unfelt it. Once you know it, pretending becomes impossible. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because your soulmate is no longer asking themselves whether they feel something for you. That question has already been answered. The question they are asking now is what they plan to do about it. And that question is leading them somewhere they never expected to go. It is leading them toward honesty. It is leading them toward courage. It is leading them toward action. Don't scroll, listen to this, because there have been nights recently when your soulmate couldn't stop thinking about you. Nights when they replayed conversations. Nights when they remembered details everyone else would have forgotten. Nights when they imagined what they would say if they had the opportunity to speak openly. Nights when they realized how much of their emotional world was still connected to you. The deeper they looked, the clearer it became. This wasn't a passing feeling. This wasn't temporary. This wasn't something they could explain away anymore. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because the universe has been preparing this moment for longer than either of you realize. Every lesson you experienced. Every delay. Every misunderstanding. Every challenge. Every period of silence. Every moment of growth. It all served a purpose. It all helped create the version of both of you that exists today. And now your soulmate is beginning to understand why the journey happened the way it did. They are beginning to understand why certain doors closed. Why certain paths ended. Why certain situations unfolded exactly the way they did. Because all of it brought them closer to this realization. Don't scroll, listen to this, because the choice your soulmate made was not just a decision about love. It was a decision about themselves. It was a decision to stop denying what they feel. It was a decision to stop letting fear dictate their future. It was a decision to stop pretending that this connection doesn't matter. It was a decision to trust their heart more than their doubts. And that decision is creating a powerful shift in their energy. You may not see it yet. You may not hear about it immediately. But it is happening. Beneath the surface, everything is changing. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because there is movement where there once was hesitation. There is clarity where there once was confusion. There is courage where there once was fear. And most importantly, there is intention where there once was uncertainty. Your soulmate is beginning to imagine a future differently. They are beginning to see possibilities they once ignored. They are beginning to believe that maybe, just maybe, the connection they feel is worth exploring instead of avoiding. Don't scroll, listen to this, because what happens next is important. A decision creates energy. Energy creates momentum. Momentum creates action. And action changes lives. Your soulmate's heart has already chosen. The internal battle that lasted so long is finally coming to an end. The confusion that kept them stuck is beginning to fade. The truth that waited patiently inside them has finally been acknowledged. And once a heart reaches that point, nothing remains the same. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because while the world continues moving as normal, something extraordinary is unfolding behind the scenes. Your soulmate just made a choice nobody saw coming. A choice that surprised them. A choice that challenged them. A choice that awakened them. A choice that opened a door they never thought they would walk through. And as that door slowly begins to open, one truth becomes impossible for them to ignore anymore: you are a part of the future they can no longer stop thinking about. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this message is for you, and what I'm about to reveal is connected to the choice your soulmate just made, a choice so unexpected that even they are still trying to understand how they arrived here. Your heart needs this right now. For so long, your soulmate believed they had everything figured out. They thought they knew which direction their life was heading. They thought they understood their own emotions. They thought they had complete control over what mattered and what didn't. But life has a way of humbling even the strongest plans. The universe has a way of revealing truths that logic cannot explain. And lately, your soulmate has been standing face to face with a truth they never expected to encounter. That truth is not a place. It is not a plan. It is not a situation. That truth is a feeling. A feeling connected directly to you. Don't scroll, listen to this, because there was a moment recently when something inside them shifted. Maybe it happened during a quiet evening. Maybe it happened during a conversation they weren't expecting. Maybe it happened while they were looking back at old memories. Whatever triggered it, the result was the same. They stopped seeing your connection as something they could casually ignore. They stopped treating it as a question mark. Instead, they started recognizing it as one of the most important emotional realities in their life. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because your soulmate has been experiencing something they haven't shared with anyone. There have been moments when they felt your energy so strongly that it almost seemed impossible. Moments when they thought of you out of nowhere and immediately saw a sign. Moments when a memory surfaced with such intensity that it felt like it happened yesterday. Moments when they could almost hear your voice even though you weren't there. These experiences have been happening more often, and each one has left a deeper impact than the last. Don't scroll, listen to this. Because your soulmate is beginning to understand that there are connections in life that cannot be explained through ordinary means. There are people who enter our lives and leave a mark that never fades. There are souls who arrive and change everything simply by existing. And the more they reflect on their experiences, the more they realize that you may be one of those rare people. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because while everyone else sees your soulmate moving through life normally, there is an emotional revolution happening inside them. The priorities they once held are changing. The goals they once focused on are evolving. The fears that once controlled them are losing power. It is almost as if they are becoming a new version of themselves. And that new version is far more willing to listen to the heart than the old version ever was. Don't scroll, listen to this. Because there is something your soulmate has finally admitted to themselves. They miss you. Not just occasionally. Not just during lonely moments. They miss your presence in a way that has become impossible to ignore. They miss how your energy made them feel. They miss the comfort of your connection. They miss the sense of understanding that existed between you. And perhaps most of all, they miss the possibility of what could have been. For a long time, they tried convincing themselves that these feelings would eventually disappear. But instead, those feelings continued growing. Every attempt to move away emotionally only seemed to strengthen the bond. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because your soulmate's choice was born from this realization. It wasn't a sudden impulse. It wasn't a random emotional reaction. It was the result of countless moments of reflection. Countless nights of thinking. Countless attempts to understand why their heart kept returning to the same place. Eventually, they reached a point where denying the truth became more exhausting than accepting it. And when that happened, everything began changing. Don't scroll, listen to this, because the universe has been sending them confirmation after confirmation. They keep seeing angel numbers at meaningful moments. 111 appears when they think about reaching out. 222 appears when they question whether this connection is real. 555 appears when they feel change approaching. 888 appears when they ask if they are moving in the right direction. These signs have become impossible for them to ignore. What once felt random now feels intentional. What once seemed meaningless now feels deeply personal. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because your soulmate has started looking at your connection through a completely different lens. Instead of focusing on the obstacles, they are beginning to focus on the significance. Instead of asking why things were difficult, they are asking what the difficulties were meant to teach them. Instead of seeing the distance, they are beginning to see the bond. And that shift in perspective is powerful. When someone changes the way they see a situation, they also change the way they respond to it. Don't scroll, listen to this. Because your soulmate's greatest struggle was never a lack of feeling. The struggle was fear. Fear of being vulnerable. Fear of uncertainty. Fear of opening their heart and not knowing what would happen next. Fear convinced them to stay silent when they wanted to speak. Fear convinced them to wait when they wanted to act. Fear convinced them to protect themselves instead of trusting what they felt. But fear is losing its influence now. Little by little, day by day, the truth is becoming stronger than the fear. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because there have been recent moments when your soulmate almost acted on their feelings. Moments when they almost reached out. Moments when they almost said everything they had been holding inside. Moments when they imagined what it would feel like to finally be honest. And each time, something inside them moved closer to courage. Each time, the distance between thought and action became smaller. Each time, they became more certain that silence could not continue forever. Don't scroll, listen to this, because the choice they made has already changed their energy. Even if nothing has happened externally yet, everything is shifting internally. Their heart is no longer fighting itself. Their soul is no longer denying what it knows. Their intuition is no longer being ignored. For the first time in a very long time, they are moving toward alignment instead of resistance. And that alignment is creating momentum. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because momentum always leads somewhere. A person who finally accepts their truth begins making different decisions. They begin seeing opportunities where they once saw obstacles. They begin noticing possibilities where they once saw limitations. They begin finding courage where they once found excuses. That is exactly what is happening to your soulmate. The person they were 6 months ago is not the same person they are today. The emotional walls that once protected them are beginning to come down. The defenses that once kept everyone at a distance are weakening. The heart that once hid behind fear is beginning to step into the light. Don't scroll, listen to this, because there is another layer to this story. Your soulmate didn't just make a choice about their feelings. They made a choice about their future. They made a choice about the kind of life they want to create. They made a choice about whether they will continue living according to fear or start living according to truth. And as surprising as it may sound, that choice keeps bringing them back to you. It keeps bringing them back to the connection they thought they could ignore. It keeps bringing them back to the person who continues occupying space in their heart. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because while you may not know exactly how this story unfolds, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. The universe is not finished with this connection. The signs are becoming louder. The emotions are becoming stronger. The realizations are becoming deeper. And the path your soulmate is walking seems to lead in only one direction. Don't scroll, listen to this, because what is happening now is not random. It is the result of everything that has been building beneath the surface for so long. Every lesson. Every delay. Every moment of growth. Every period of silence. Every challenge. Every emotional breakthrough. It has all been leading toward this point. A point where your soulmate finally stops running from what they feel and starts embracing it. A point where fear no longer gets the final say. A point where truth begins guiding the next chapter. And as that chapter slowly opens, your soulmate continues realizing something they never expected to realize, that the choice nobody saw coming was not just about changing their life, it was about finally admitting how important you have become to it. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this message is for you, and if you are still here, then your soul may already know what your mind is only beginning to understand. Your heart needs this right now. The choice your soulmate made continues to create ripples through their life, and those ripples are growing stronger every single day. What started as a quiet realization has become something much bigger. What started as a feeling they tried to ignore has transformed into a truth they can no longer escape. And the more they try to understand why this is happening, the more they find themselves returning to the same conclusion: you were never just another person in their story. You were always meant to mean more than that. Don't scroll, listen to this, because lately your soulmate has been experiencing moments that feel almost impossible to explain. There are times when they suddenly stop whatever they are doing because a memory of you enters their mind so clearly that it feels like you are standing right beside them. A laugh they remember. A conversation they never forgot. A detail about you that seemed small at the time but now feels significant. These moments are arriving without warning, and each one leaves them wondering why their heart continues holding on to a connection that refuses to fade. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because the answer is finally becoming clear to them. The reason they cannot let go is because their soul never wanted to. The reason your energy continues appearing in their life is because there is still something unfinished between you. The reason they keep being guided back toward thoughts of you is because the universe is trying to show them something they spent too long avoiding. They are beginning to understand that some people are not meant to be forgotten. Some people arrive with purpose. Some people become part of your journey in ways that continue shaping your future long after the first meeting. Don't scroll, listen to this, because your soulmate has started noticing how different they feel whenever they think about you compared to everyone else. It's not the same. It never was. Other connections came and went. Other people entered and exited their life. Other experiences faded with time. But this connection remained. No matter what happened. No matter how much time passed. No matter how many distractions appeared. Something about you stayed with them. Something about you continued speaking to a deeper part of their soul. And now they are finally asking themselves why. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because once that question appeared, everything began changing. They started looking back over the timeline of your connection. They started remembering moments they once dismissed. They started seeing patterns they never noticed before. Suddenly, things that once seemed random began making sense. The timing. The synchronicities. The lessons. The emotional intensity. It all started fitting together like pieces of a puzzle. And when they stepped back and looked at the bigger picture, they realized something that shocked them. Every important emotional breakthrough they experienced seemed connected to you in some way. Don't scroll, listen to this, because that realization has been impossible for them to ignore. The universe keeps bringing your energy into their awareness. A song appears at exactly the right moment. A familiar phrase reminds them of you. A dream feels so vivid that they wake up thinking about it for hours. Angel numbers seem to appear whenever they are questioning their feelings. 111, 222. 444. 777, everywhere they turn, there is another reminder. Another confirmation. Another sign encouraging them to trust what they feel instead of what they fear. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because fear has been your soulmate's greatest obstacle. Not lack of love. Not lack of feeling. Not lack of connection. Fear. Fear of getting hurt. Fear of vulnerability. Fear of uncertainty. Fear of opening a door that could change everything. But lately, something remarkable has been happening. The fear is no longer winning. It is still there, but it no longer controls the outcome. Each day, your soulmate is becoming a little braver. Each day, they are becoming a little more honest with themselves. Each day, they are moving one step closer to choosing truth over comfort. Don't scroll, listen to this, because there was a moment recently when they realized something important. They realized that avoiding this connection had not brought them peace. It had only created more questions. They realized that silence had not protected their heart. It had only prolonged the uncertainty. They realized that every attempt to move on without addressing their feelings left them feeling incomplete. And once they understood that, a powerful shift occurred inside them. Instead of asking how to forget, they started asking how to understand. Instead of asking how to escape the connection, they started asking what it was trying to teach them. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because understanding changes everything. When someone begins seeking understanding instead of avoidance, they naturally move closer to the truth. And the truth your soulmate keeps discovering is simple. Their heart feels different when it comes to you. Their soul feels different when it comes to you. Their future feels different when it comes to you. Don't scroll, listen to this, because your soulmate has begun imagining possibilities they once refused to consider. They have started wondering what would happen if they stopped resisting. They have started wondering what would happen if they allowed themselves to fully explore what they feel. They have started wondering what would happen if they finally chose courage instead of fear. These thoughts are no longer occasional. They are becoming frequent. They are becoming persistent. They are becoming impossible to ignore. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because every time your soulmate imagines a future guided by truth instead of fear, you appear in that vision. Every time they think about happiness, your energy enters the picture. Every time they imagine a life built around authenticity, your presence is there. And that realization has been both beautiful and terrifying for them. Beautiful because it brings clarity. Terrifying because clarity demands action. Don't scroll, listen to this, because action is exactly what the universe has been preparing them for. The choice they made internally was only the beginning. A decision creates momentum. Momentum creates movement. Movement creates change. And change is already underway. Even if you cannot see it yet, your soulmate is becoming someone who is more willing to express, more willing to trust, more willing to risk vulnerability for something meaningful. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because the person your soulmate used to be is slowly fading away. The version of them that constantly doubted their intuition. The version of them that allowed fear to dictate every decision. The version of them that ran from emotional truth. That version is losing power. In its place, a new version is emerging. A version that values authenticity. A version that wants genuine connection. A version that is tired of pretending. Don't scroll, listen to this, because there are still moments when your soulmate feels overwhelmed by everything they are discovering. There are still moments when they wonder whether they are ready. There are still moments when old fears try to return. But the difference now is that those fears no longer have the final word. The truth has become stronger. The connection has become clearer. The signs have become louder. And the path forward has become harder to ignore. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because your soulmate's choice was never just about admitting feelings. It was about choosing a completely different way of living. A way based on honesty instead of avoidance. A way based on trust instead of fear. A way based on listening to the soul instead of constantly silencing it. And every day they move further down that path, they find themselves arriving at the same destination. The same realization. The same undeniable truth. The choice nobody saw coming continues changing everything in their world, and at the center of that transformation is a connection they can no longer deny, a connection they can no longer run from, and a connection that keeps leading them back to you. Don't scroll. Listen to this, because this message is for you, and what is happening right now is bigger than coincidence. Your heart needs this right now. The choice your soulmate made is still unfolding, and every day that passes, they are discovering new layers of truth that they never expected to find. What they thought was a simple feeling has become something much deeper. What they thought was a passing thought has become a constant presence. What they thought they could control has become impossible to ignore. And the most surprising part of all is that every answer they search for somehow keeps leading back to you. Don't scroll, listen to this, because your soulmate has reached a stage where they are no longer questioning whether the connection exists. That battle is over. The signs have been too clear. The emotions have been too strong. The synchronicities have been too frequent. They know there is something real here. The question that now fills their mind is not, "Do I feel this?" but "What am I supposed to do about it?" And that question has been following them everywhere. It appears in quiet moments. It appears before they fall asleep. It appears when they wake up in the morning. It appears whenever they imagine the future. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because while your soulmate is asking these questions, something incredible is happening inside them. They are beginning to trust themselves again. For a long time, they doubted their intuition. For a long time, they ignored what their heart was trying to tell them. For a long time, they chose logic over feeling because it felt safer. But lately, they have started realizing that their intuition was trying to guide them all along. The feelings they pushed away never disappeared. The connection they questioned never faded. The energy they tried to explain away only became stronger. And now they are finally paying attention. Don't scroll. Listen to this, because there have been nights when your soulmate has sat alone thinking about the road that brought them here. They have replayed conversations. They have remembered little details that nobody else would think twice about. They have reflected on moments that seemed ordinary at the time but now feel incredibly meaningful. And every memory seems to carry the same emotional message. Every memory seems to remind them of something important. Every memory seems to whisper the same truth: you mattered more than they ever admitted. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because your soulmate has begun seeing your connection through completely new eyes. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, they are starting to appreciate what was always right. Instead of dwelling on obstacles, they are noticing the bond that survived despite those obstacles. Instead of seeing distance, they are seeing significance. Instead of seeing uncertainty, they are seeing potential. This shift is powerful because perspective changes everything. When someone changes the way they see a connection, they also change the way they respond to it. Don't scroll, listen to this, because the universe continues sending confirmation after confirmation. Angel numbers appear at exactly the moments your soulmate needs reassurance. 111 when they think about new beginnings. 222 when they wonder if they should trust the connection. 333 when they ask for guidance. 555 when they sense major changes approaching. It feels as if the universe is having a direct conversation with them, encouraging them to stop doubting what their soul already knows. And the more they pay attention, the harder it becomes to dismiss the signs. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because your soulmate has recently realized something that caught them completely off guard. They realized that they are no longer afraid of feeling something for you. What scares them now is the possibility of never expressing it. Think about that for a moment. The fear has changed. It has transformed. Before, they feared vulnerability. Before, they feared opening their heart. Before, they feared what could happen if they admitted their feelings. But now, they are beginning to fear something else entirely. They are beginning to fear the regret of remaining silent. Don't scroll, listen to this, because regret has a way of revealing what truly matters. Regret forces people to confront the choices they never made. Regret forces people to look honestly at what they value. And your soulmate has started imagining what life would feel like years from now if they never explored this connection. They have started imagining what it would feel like to always wonder what might have happened. And every time they imagine that future, something inside them resists it. Something inside them says there must be more. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because your soulmate is beginning to understand that some opportunities arrive only once. Some people enter your life and change you forever. Some connections are too important to leave unfinished. And every time they think about unfinished chapters, your name appears in their heart. Don't scroll, listen to this, because there have been moments recently when your soulmate almost acted. Moments when they almost reached out. Moments when they almost broke the silence. Moments when they almost said everything they had been holding inside for so long. Maybe they opened a message and then closed it. Maybe they started typing and then stopped. Maybe they imagined the conversation but convinced themselves to wait one more day. Yet each of those moments reveals something important. They are getting closer. Much closer than before. The distance between feeling and action is shrinking. The space between fear and courage is disappearing. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because the choice your soulmate made was not just an emotional decision. It was a spiritual one. It was a decision to stop living according to fear. It was a decision to trust what their soul has been trying to show them. It was a decision to stop running from the connection that continues appearing in their life no matter how many times they try to move away from it. And decisions like that create powerful energy. They create momentum. They create transformation. Don't scroll, listen to this, because transformation is exactly what is happening. Your soulmate is not the same person they were when this journey began. They have grown. They have healed. They have learned lessons they never expected to learn. They have discovered strengths they never knew they possessed. Most importantly, they have discovered that genuine connection is worth more than temporary comfort. Authenticity is worth more than avoidance. Truth is worth more than fear. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because every lesson your soulmate has experienced has brought them closer to this moment of clarity. Every challenge pushed them toward growth. Every delay taught them patience. Every disappointment taught them discernment. Every sign taught them trust. And now all those lessons are beginning to come together. They are beginning to form a bigger picture. A picture that keeps becoming clearer. A picture that keeps revealing the same message. Don't scroll, listen to this. Because the universe is not finished with this story. In fact, it feels as though the most important chapter is just beginning. The choice has already been made. The realization has already arrived. The awakening has already started. Now what remains is movement. Now what remains is courage. Now what remains is allowing the truth they have finally accepted to shape the future they are creating. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Because while your soulmate continues moving toward that future, one realization remains stronger than all the others. No matter how much they reflect, no matter how many signs appear, no matter how many answers they discover, they keep arriving at the same place. They keep returning to the same feeling. They keep hearing the same message from their soul. The choice nobody saw coming changed everything, and the more they embrace that choice, the more they realize it was never really about running towards something new. It was about finally admitting the importance of a connection that has been calling to them all along, a connection that continues leading them back to you.